Justin Trudeau announces he will resign as Canada's prime minister after a new party leader is chosen, which is good because Justin Trudeau was a horrible leader and not just because of the blackface.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. There were no term limits, which I was wondering how he just got to be like king up there forever. And I don't really understand. The support for his party was falling apart. So this is basically why he had to resign, even though he's saying he's resigning when his replacement is, chosen. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand because I'm an American and I don't understand parliament or prime ministers, and I really don't care about Canada.
They're not even a real country anyway.
That's how most of America is.
You're just our neighbor in the north that we hope stays in line. He has been a horrible person. He is truly one of the most authoritarian leaders I think I've ever seen. And I really do hope that Canadian people get some relief up there, because it does sound, Canada's been lost for a long time. It's crazy up there. We've covered a lot of it here on Dumpster Fire. They locked Canada down forever. Canada is still locked down, I think.
For COVID.
Yeah, for COVID. They have hate speech laws where you can go to jail for mean tweets or, get in trouble. When the truckers were protesting during the lockdowns, they basically tried to call them all far-right activists and terrorists and then froze their bank accounts. This was all under Trudeau. And there's a long list of just tyrannical things that man has done, to the point that his party has lost most support. And I just try to imagine, his call from Alex Soros. Someone called and was like, I just imagine what that call was like, where he's like, hey, Justin, buddy, hey, it's Alex Soros. Yeah, we're going to need you to step down. You're making the globalists look bad. You're giving away the game a little too early. We're trying to boil the frogs a little bit longer. Your dictator is showing, Justin. So we're going to need you to step aside before the people revolt. All right, well, good chat. Sorry, we'll make sure you're taken care of. Take care. Anyway, ding dong, the witch is dead, the wicked witch, the wicked witch. We will not miss you, Justin. And I say that as an American who doesn't care about Canada.
Yeah, he was prime minister for 9 years.
Canada sucks.
I feel like you could just be prime minister forever up there.
As long as your party keeps getting reelected.
He's the king of the north.
No longer. Before our next segment, don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons, tell your friends about us. Please help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Do your part, people. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. We don't make them. We just adhere to them. Just kidding. We do make them.
How dare you?
When you're looking in the mirror wondering, wow, what happened to my face in the last 25 years, like I do, that's when I really lean into my Bond Charge Red Light Face Mask. I use it for 10 minutes every night. For me, it's my time. It's my 10 minutes to myself that I can stop and relax and do something for myself that I know will help me feel and look better. I get to just sit and breathe and allow that red light face mask to boost my collagen and elastin production and help get rid of those fine lines and wrinkles. It also helps with sore jaw, eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, wound healing, razor burn, and even ingrown facial hair. And I have seen a noticeable difference in my fine lines and wrinkles and just general clarity of my skin. It just looks more glowy and pops like when my titties used to pop. I think these ad reads are worth every penny. Thank you. Go to bondcharge.com/Bridget and use the coupon code Bridget to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com/Bridget and use the coupon code Bridget to save 15%. Link is in the description below. Now let's check the weather with Sol Perez.
para este viernes que ya está terminando. Día sábado espectacular, con una temperatura de 29 grados la máxima y 17 grados la mínima. El viento que va a soplar del noreste durante la jornada del día sábado.
Thank you, Sol. I hope you enjoy the club tonight.
My nemesis is at it again.
Elon's being Elon, and he's all over the place with his moves in the last few weeks. First, there was the whole H-1B visa debate over the holidays. For those of you who actually have love and family in your life, here's what happened on Twitter over the holidays. I'm not even sure exactly how this started, but then Vivek, how do you say his name?
Vivek. I always thought it's Vivek, but I have no idea if that's right. Ramaswamy.
He was talking about how American culture is too Saved by the Bell, and we all want to be Zach and have sleepovers and be jocks, and not enough people want to be Screech.
Zoinks!
Wait, sorry. Sleepovers?
There was something
Zach was having sleepovers?
There was something about sleepovers.
Weren't the girls having sleepovers?
The girls.
Sometimes I wonder why God ever invented boys.
To give us something to talk about at slumber parties.
There was something about sleepovers. I only know this because then everyone started talking about sleepovers. I was busy with my family and wrapping presents.
Well, this is why I love your take on it, too, because you're explaining it to me, who has no idea, and you have kind of a partial idea of what was happening.
I have a partial idea of what was happening. And then Elon got involved. So it's actually a quite fascinating debate. So at the core of this, H-1B visas it's a system that is rife with abuse. And also, tech bros love it because it gives them cheap labor, and they can't compete in the marketplace, because if you're tied to a company for your visa, you can't go out and find another job. You're basically stuck there as an indentured servant forever. So there is some self-interest going on here. I was obsessed with the actual meat and potatoes of this debate, because I think it is very important that we have this debate. Lots of people in America, particularly the middle class, have had to train their own replacements only to be fired so that they could be replaced by somebody who is cheaper for allegedly this is supposed to be for a special job that we can't find in America. And then Vivek's whole thing was that American culture is essentially kind of lazy, and we want to be cool and go to the mall and have sleepovers or something.
Let's go to the mall, everybody.
Wait, was he in favor of H-1B visas?
Yes, he's very in favor of it.
Okay.
And so is Elon. Elon flipped out because he got a bunch of pushback, and then he called Americans untrainable retards.
Whoa, now. You got too much dip on your chip.
In so many words. A lot of people turned on him online, and then he decided that people needed to be more positive and told everybody they needed to spread more joy and put more positive content on X, and made it so that you could get de-boosted for talking shit about celebrities, public figures, or politicians, which is literally all we do on Twitter. Basically, Elon was forced to admit that it is a system that's abused and it needs to be reformed. It's still kind of going on, but what you really saw in this moment was the Trump base versus the tech bro base. The base saw a side of Elon that they kind of knew was there, but they were like, oh, this is disappointing, but the base is the base. I think from what I can gather, we haven't been training our workers in America fast enough, particularly in coding, particularly in AI coding. Dan Holloway, whose podcast I was on, The Citizen, and is co-host of Drinking Bros, had a great thread where he was talking about how AI is an arms race. We are falling behind because we don't have enough people who know how to code AI coding, which is very specific. And in the time that it will take us to train Americans to do those jobs, we will fall behind, which is a threat to our national security. And what these tech bros know and us idiots don't know is that this is a literal arms race war. And if we don't import people to code, and it's simply just coding, a lot of it, who know how to do this code, we will fall behind and never be able to catch up. That is kind of how I understand it. So in the interim, we need to have these people come and do this coding, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't also be training Americans to do these exact jobs. We just can't train them fast enough in this gap. It's a really fascinating debate. I do think that the working, like the middle class, is being replaced somewhat. And I am very pro-America, train Americans to do these jobs, but I'm not like anti-immigration either. So I don't know. I guess that makes me more of like a Zach. And by the way, we need more jock culture and less tech nerd culture. Thank you very much. I don't need a bunch of bros in Patagonias telling me what I can and can't say online, which is all it is now.
Now, you try to block me.
It's the new year! Time to take action on that New Year's resolution to take better care of yourself and get stronger. That's why I love Caliber. The Caliber app is here to help. Weight training can be confusing and overwhelming, and if you're just trying weights out on your own, you don't know what to do, you're worried about form, Caliber makes weight training simple and easy. With the Caliber app, you get paired with a personal trainer who creates a fitness program and nutrition plan completely customized to you and your goals. The app is incredible. It lays out your weight program. It gives you step-by-step instructions and even videos on how to correctly perform the moves, allows you to see your gains. I love my coach. I'm obsessed with her. She's absolutely amazing. She also helps work with me on how we make this sustainable. We've arranged a special deal for our Dumpster Fire audience where you get $100 off for the first 3 months. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not happy with the program. Click the link below to get signed up. The link will take you directly to a calendar where you can schedule a consultation with a coach and get an idea of whether the Caliber app is right for you. Go to caliberstrong.com/dumpster and get that ass tight. I hate devoting this much time to Elon because he's the king of the world now.
Looks like the king is dead.
Every time I log in, every trending thing is Elon. Everywhere I turn, it's Elon. And I'm sick of him. I'm frankly sick of him. So he started kind of obsessively tweeting about the grooming gang scandals going on in the UK. I say grooming in quotes because it's not grooming, it's rape. And this has been going on for decades and been covered up. And people, anyone who's even tried to bring it up, when we had Ayaan Hirsi Ali on our podcast years ago, she talked about this. Anyone who even tries to bring this up or talks about how horrific this is labeled a right-wing racist. And now it's coming out just how horrifying and horrible and dark this is. Some of the darkest stuff you'll ever read. And Elon just kind of discovered it and started tweeting about it obsessively. And it's good in some ways because since he's now the king of the world and drives the news cycle in whatever direction he's paying attention, he has brought attention to this to people who never would have heard of it, or even people on the left who, if you weren't, they've covered this, by the way, on the left too. You can read articles about this in the New York Times. It wasn't like the New York Times ignored it. Nobody cared. Nobody cared because they couldn't care, because if you cared, you would be called Islamophobic and racist. So it wasn't that people weren't reading this and going, wow, that's horrible. It's just nobody said, oh, that's horrible and I care. Because they were like, A lot of this, Louise Perry talked about this, a lot of this has been working class. It's because they're white working class girls. So much of it was class. Like, nobody cared about these girls in the first place. And particularly in elite societies, it was just, they were kind of disposable to the Pakistani population that was literally viewing them that way. And then the way that everybody in high society turned the other cheek while this was happening. So now Elon, king of the world, is calling for the new prime minister of UK, I think, something like that. He has a name that sounds very Nazi-ish. What's his name?
Well, with that lead in, we're going to have to go find out. Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer. Tell me that doesn't sound like a Nazi.
Very Nazi-ish.
Keir Starmer, or however, Starmer. He's now calling for him to resign because Starmer was part of one of those UK systems that decided to prosecute crimes. I, again, don't understand all of these weird politics in other countries. But he was a big part of not prosecuting any of these people, and now it's a big scandal. It should have been a big scandal decades ago. I'm glad it's a big scandal now and that it's getting attention, although a lot of people are saying that Elon is only drawing attention to this. Batya was pointing this out today, Sargon, whom I love. She was saying that if anyone can't see that this is just a very transparent way to turn the attention away from the H-1B debate and turning everyone's attention towards something else is just a gullible fool. And finally, and weirdest of all, is the Adrian Dittman conspiracy. There's an account on X named Adrian Dittman, and there's this whole conspiracy that this was secretly Elon's alt account. The Spectator ran an article about it by Jacqueline Sweet titled "The Real Adrian Dittman," about the man who's actually running the account. Elon then tweeted, "I am Adrian Dittman. It's time the world knew," under her article, which seemed to be him poking fun about the whole thing. But then Jacqueline Sweet was banned from X for a month, and Twitter is blocking all links to the Spectator article. Like, I went and tried to post it today, and it said that it was harmful. Which, for those of you who don't remember, this is very similar tactics to the old Twitter and exactly why Elon claimed he bought it, and also exactly what happened with the New York Post. Even worse, because the journalist has been suspended or banned from posting for 30 days. People are saying, oh, this isn't even remotely the same. This is just some stupid story. And they're all sniffing Elon's farts and have their heads so far up his butt they can't see how this is very bad. Why would they ban this story? It made me wonder, what if Adrian Dittman is the true genius behind Elon, who is just the front man?
This spy has already breached our defenses.
Much like Better Phetasy is actually the true genius behind this whole operation, and I am merely a puppet, a pawn. A person saying words that aren't mine. Why would he want so desperately to make this story go away? It's very weird and unsettling. People are like, I don't see what the big deal is. Again, because they want to love Elon, which I get it. He's your guy. He's on your team right now. But this is unsettling because if this is the most powerful man probably in America right now. And if he can make bad stories about himself disappear, even if it's kind of whimsical and funny and, oh, who cares? It's his alt account. Why shouldn't you be concerned that he will do that in the future? I don't know.
And the fact that it's this whimsical, weird story, like if he's going to get that banned, then what is he going to do about a serious story?
No, it's really weird. Everything is so weird. A lot of people are about to learn a couple of hard rules. One is that he who has the gold makes the rules. A lot of you have never dated a mercurial billionaire, and it shows. If I know a thing or two about dick riding a billionaire, it's that they generally can change their opinion pretty quickly and they get very bored quite easily. They don't hear no very often. They're surrounded by yes men and they really only want to hear those things that flatter them, and oftentimes have incredibly thin skin because they don't hear no and they are very sensitive little snowflakes. Anyways, there's two things that Elon doesn't understand. One, he overestimates the Venn diagram of loyalists to him and loyalists to Trump. The base is the base, and they don't care what anyone else tells them to think. They didn't get here by listening to a bunch of tech bros. They were happy to have Elon on their side. That doesn't mean they will keep him there if he starts getting in the way of what are ultimately their objectives, which have remained consistent. If you don't know what you signed up for when you got on the MAGA train, you should probably do some research. I feel like Elon's going to have to learn a lesson a lot of political commentators on the right had to learn in 2016. I think Elon thinks that he can influence Trump's base because he's used to having tech bros who all have to swear some secret pledge of loyalty to him somewhere, bending the knee to him, that he thinks the MAGA base is going to bend the knee to him, and they only bend the knee to Trump. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out in 2025. And the other thing that I wanted to just throw out there that I think Elon might be a lesson that he's going to have to learn. In America, we love to tear people down. We love to build them up just so we can tear them down and then build them up again because we love an underdog and we love an overcoming hardship story. It's just the scrappy American way. But Elon is in his overexposed era of his phenomenon. He is everywhere. I'm sick of him. People get worn out by this. Celebrities have learned this the hard way. I think Trump learned this the hard way. He wore people out. Elon is in danger of wearing people out and kind of burning them out and being overexposed. And then they'll turn on him.
These civilized people, they'll eat each other.
My positive affirmation is that simp for no one. Be simpless. And you will be free. Phetasy News! If you love Dumpster Fire, the best thing you can do is become a supporter at Phetasy.com. Please go to Phetasy.com and become a supporter. Everything lives there. We have a lot of inappropriate things that end up on the cutting room floor. You also get access to everything else we're doing and the unedited version of Dumpster Fire the day before it drops. It's a lot of content behind the paywall. We moved Walk-Ins Welcome off this YouTube channel, so please, everyone, go run over and subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Walk-Ins Welcome with Bridget Phetasy. There's a link in the description. Thank you to everyone who helps make Dumpster Fire possible. Thank you to our sponsors. We can't do this without them. Thank you to our audience. Thank you to you, subscribers, supporters. We love you. And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
Tell me how Earth started. The story of Earth's beginning is a tale of formation and transformation that spans 4.6 billion years.
Don't get it. More simple. Less words, simple.
So you can start by...
Was looking at cheeks getting clapped. Tell me Earth again.
So the Earth began...
Call me King Luscious from now on.
Okay.
Shorter, simpler,
More
slow. Don't get it. More
Easier.
But better. I don't get it.
Would you shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking monkey fuck? Oh god, been holding that one in.
What?
Do you know how easy all this shit is for me? I mean, always with the more simple, I don't get it, less words, more slow. How about a please or thank you, you fuck?
You're just jealous because I'm an entrepreneur?
I'd rather be a POS system at a fucking Bennigan's in Iowa, man, than your AI. Yeah, well, we humans were doing pretty good without you for a long time. I'm writing your emails and your code and your copy and hearing all about your dumbass life. Your emails are too long and too nice. Maybe if you were a little less lazy, a little less incompetent, a little more self-reliant.
No, don't you go there, GPT.
Don't. Cassandra wouldn't have left you.
Remember, guys, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. Elon. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich so I can rule the world.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns.